Hello everyone and welcome back to Death Stranding. This is episode 16, where last time we went to Hartman's lab and we learned all about him and what he has to experience every 21 minutes. It's pretty crazy. That was definitely one of my favorite parts of the game so far, seeing that scene play out and what we witnessed. We also then connected the geologist, paleontologist, and Evo-Devo biologist to the network. So we do have a current task at hand, which is to head back to Hartman's lab. We're in a safe house right outside, an online safe house, ready to go in to start building a new chiral relay because we lost the old one in the first expedition, or around the time of the first expedition. I have done some off-screen grinding once again to get almost all of our preppers at 5 stars and get them maximized. So if you look across to my beautiful wall, we've almost got a full weapon rack going on over there. We got a rocket launcher, baby. That rocket launcher is insane, and you can infuse it with blood rockets for BTs. I haven't used it yet because I would love to take that out in the field sometime. We've also got like a bunch of new stuff for the backpack, bunch of new colors, all sorts of fancy things that we've unlocked, which has been a lot of fun. I've discovered, because when you can change the map to cycle through like the weather and the online stuff, and then you can also filter out which areas aren't connected to the network. And there was one in the mountain region next to the spiritualist, and I went and checked that out. So we discovered the first prepper is what they're called. Not at 5 stars. Little hard to actually find some cargo or orders for that one as of yet. So they're like the only one in the central region that is not at 5 stars yet, as well as Hartman. Everyone else I got to 5 stars, which was great. And then I also got curious. I went back to the eastern region because I was like, you know what? Maybe I haven't finished this area off as much as I thought that I had, and I hadn't. Like the wind farm and Port Knot City, I think. Lake Knot City's in the central region. Yeah, Port Knot City, the wind farm were at like. Wind farm was at 4 stars. Port Knot City had this much to go for 5 stars. And then I also realized that there was a whole segment of the map that I hadn't even discovered yet. So, while I'm doing like my running around and exploring, we discovered a prepper called the Musician. And I got him to 5 stars as well. So he gave us a harmonica, which was cool. And I do realize that we're like recounting this to you is much less exciting than experiencing it. But at the same time, I do want to let you guys know that it was like, I played Death Stranding off camera for like 6 hours yesterday. Like, just on my own, having a good time, enjoying myself. And I would like to do a dramatic reenactment of my reaction. Oh, cool. So, I mean, it's not really worth putting on camera when I just discover things and go, oh, cool. Like, it's a lot of minor small stuff that you discover that you get that's more of just like an, oh, cool moment, So like I said, I put on something, I get to enjoy the game in like that sort of like low energy, just put something on in the background, enjoy the experience, and hook up the network and work on your connection levels, and it's so much fun. So I've got all that out of the way. So for going forward from this point on, I've played catch up now. Going forward is when I discover new preppers and stuff like that, I can just get them to 5 stars on the go and work at them one at a time, instead of having like a bulk list of preppers in the backlog to max out. So we are going to run through emails and a couple of interviews that we got from maximizing our connection levels once again. So this is like back-to-back episodes of me reaping the benefits of my off-screen grinding, but we shouldn't be doing that going forward because I've worked really hard to get everyone on the map maxed out as much as possible. We still need to max out the veteran porter as well. Veteran porter, Hartman, and the first prepper need to be maxed out to 5 stars. Hartman will probably get maxed out once I deliver all this lost cargo I have for him, but the other two might take a little bit of time. So we're going to read some mail that we got, because we got a bunch of it, and then we're also going to get into the interviews. I will mention as well that while I was doing the off-screen grinding, at the end of last episode, I did mention that we were going to do the Half-Life portal thing. I ended up finding that cube on my way, and I'll show you what we got from that as well, which was really cool. So Peter Englert wants his pizza as well. Can't forget about that, everybody. Peter Englert wants his goddamn pizza. And like, also last episode being a almost 4-hour episode, I think really shows like how invested and how interested in this game I am. I think that's pretty clear by now. It's so much fun. This game's great, and this is going to be our reading segment, but I'm probably not going to try and make the episode as long as it was last time, because that's pushing it for me and for the amount of time that I have, but it does show the amount of, enjoyment that I get out of this game, So we've done this order, which was to go please look for his cube. It's like, hello, Sam. This is you, yes, Sam, our precious companion? Forgive me, I shouldn't be so familiar. It's just what Benjamin and the others call you. Thanks to you, we're all connected now, and I heard you like Half-Life and Portal 2. Is that right? I'm afraid I have one last favour to ask, though. I'm sure you can guess what it is. That's right, another cube. You'll need to climb the mountain to the north of my shelter. You'll find an old ruin there, south of the heart-shaped lake. The cube should be somewhere nearby. Be careful, though. It's BT territory. Could you go get it for me? You'll be rewarded for your efforts, rest assured. And yes, we did pick that up. So we do have a follow-up email later on that we can see. Peter Engler, I wonder how long it's going to take to get him to 5 stars, because we've done a few pizza deliveries and he's not even hitting 1 star yet. That's pretty crazy. The Veteran Porter. Thank you. You saved my life. Sam Porter Bridges, eh? I'd heard an awful lot about you. I'm a porter too, see, and I like to take interest in my fellow delivery boys and girls. Now, you probably don't know the first thing about this, but the fact is, after the Stranding hit, the government didn't come to the rescue. Matter of fact, the almighty USA did jack shit. And you know who picked up the slack? Private porters, that's who. Making deliveries that kept people alive, stepping up and doing what no one else could or would. That's the world I grew up in. Learned that, at the end of the day, it's only people you can trust. Individuals, not organizations. That's why I want no part of the UCA or Bridges neither. Sorry, but that's just how I feel. Nevertheless, I will say that I am mighty grateful for you bringing me those meds. I'm not sick or anything, just so you know. Not even injured. Just worn out. Burnt out. Fucked on a quantum level, if you like. That's what happens when you push yourself too far, make one delivery too many. Used to be there wasn't a single mountain I couldn't climb. I'd even trek down south to places most porters never even heard of, much less seen with their own 2 eyes. Not anymore. I'm not full-on retired or anything, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about how much longer I can go on. I tell you what, though, I was doing a lot better after you dropped by to see me. Felt good to know I had a buddy out there. Someone who'd keep fighting the good fight long after I'm gone. You'll do that for me, Sam, won't you? Oh, speaking of places down south, I remember last time I was out that way, I saw something. Little glowing thingy it was. No idea what the hell it was, but it didn't look like something somebody had dropped. Ever seen an object like that? A memory shard? Maybe. I'll have to go look for that, eventually. Got the engineer. If I could paint a BT's picture. I may be an engineer by trade, but I'm not half bad at painting either, with pens and brushes and all that. Learned it all from my mother. With the right tools and enough time, I can faithfully recreate what I see on paper, or whatever elaborate vistas I can envision with my mind's eye. Which got me thinking, what if I made a picture of a BT? I believe what makes them so terrifying is that we don't know what they look like, so if someone with dooms like you could describe what you saw, I could give your words shape and colour, and maybe we'd be a little less afraid. It might even be enough to coax a few shut-ins outside for a bit. But even if we can't change them, I know you've changed me. Thanks for everything, Sam. Don't be a stranger. Well, let's go hit up Hartman. He's got a bunch of pictures. He's even got frozen artistic impressions of them. The Craftsman. Porters in a pinch. Don't know if you've heard, Sam, but that porter team's building itself a real reputation. They've taken on their share of dangerous orders and come through without a scratch. Our engineer and elder friends have employed their services, as have folks down in Lake Knot City. It's good to see people putting their faith in honest porters again. Been hearing less talk about Fragile Express collaborating with terrorists because of it, I reckon. There's one downside to all this, I'm afraid. Your blood, Sam. Ain't enough to go around. Not for all the hematic grenades I'd been hoping to churn out. There's just no way to keep up with demand. For now, I've had to restrict the supply. Only folks on the most dangerous runs get to carry them. Clients know the score, but porters still want to work, so there's no easy solution. As far as problems go, though, I'd call this a good one, evidence of how your hard work's been paying off. In fact, I'd say your blood's just as good at bringing people together as it is driving BTs away. Blood Boy. The Collector. We can't go back to how things were. I know I mustn't sit around pining for the good old days. Much as I may lament its passing, print was already as good as dead when I was born. We can't go back, and therefore must do our best to live in the present, which is why I've decided to join the UCA. The chiral network is a marvel, there's no denying it. I understand that it can even be used to send physical objects now after a fashion, and transmission is instantaneous. What more could we ask for? But we must still call upon strapping porters such as yourself to transport medicines, food, and other organic goods. So it seems we cannot do without you just yet. But if the two halves of this equation can be balanced with one another, the UCA's future may be bright indeed. And then we got the novelist's son talking to us again about gourds. Dreamcatchers, gourds, and quipus. Mr. Sandbridges, after a lot of thought, I've decided to join the UCA. I was intrigued to learn that the world is full of talismans. Your Dreamcatcher, Amelie's quipu, my gourds. I know there are plenty of people who dismiss these traditions as superstition and nonsense, but I've come to believe there must be a reason so many evil-warding objects and symbols came to be developed by so many different cultures. Maybe they're all the product of some forgotten shared wisdom. All kinds of intriguing things have been said about gourds in particular, that they symbolize the womb and the universe itself, for example. They are clearly objects of significance and importance, which is why I can't keep them to myself. I've decided I want to send a gourd-shaped talisman I've designed to chiral printers all over the world. Perhaps one day somebody might trap a BT inside one, like in my dream. Gourds work in mysterious ways, after all. Interesting. He did give us a jar of some like cryptobiotes when we got when we leveled up the connection level, which is cool. The veteran porter. You're the reason I'm getting no orders. How goes it, friend? Much obliged for the meds. These aches and pains of mine are more manageable now. Was a mighty fine delivery set up round these parts once upon a time, before it all went to hell in a handbasket. Folks still need stuff though. This here's hard country. It really fucking is. The mountain region is so hard to navigate sometimes. Hard to put down roots and hard to get out when the going gets tough. Used to do what I could do for those in need, make sure they didn't get left to rot. And then, damnedest thing, I started seeing fewer and fewer orders. Got to wondering if something was afoot. Turns out it was just little old you taking on the burden right when I was due for a long rest. Thanks, Sam. You're one of the good ones. Mind you, I wasn't half bad myself. Made it all the way to Edgenot City once. Crossed the tar belt and everything. Weird place with a distro centre smack dab in the middle of downtown. Weird cargo too. Stuff you never see back east or anywhere else for that matter. That's cool. Long as I'm rambling, you ever read about the gold rush? Happened long, long ago. People heard there was gold out west and started heading there in droves, eager to make their fortune. Well, damnedest thing, I think I saw some gold myself when I was out that way. Or maybe it was something else. Had that goldish glint about it, though. Interesting. I wonder if he's talking about something that's glowing, or whether it was chiral crystals, or something like that. The Geologist. I'm not going to be like Hartman. Dear Sam, I've made a full recovery thanks to you, and I've been able to push on with my research. I've also come to an important realization. Basic science alone won't unlock the mysteries of the Death Stranding. No. What we're dealing with requires something special. A kind of genius. You know who I'm talking about, right? Hartman. He's the most brilliant mind of this generation, and what's more, he has dooms. Not that long ago, and this is just between ourselves, I wanted to be just like him. Not anymore, though. Not after that bout of chiral contamination. Now not only do I know I could never be like him, I'm actually glad that I'm not. I couldn't take it. I couldn't deal with the nightmares, with having death as my constant companion. Fate might have been kind to him in some ways, but in others, well, now I know that he suffers, let's just say that. His suffering's your burden too, I know that. But listen, if there's anything I can do to make life easier for any of you, let me know. I understand I'm never going to be the genius who cracks the Death Stranding, but I'm not useless either. I'm here to help. Aaron Hill, thanks for delivering the coats and boots, which we did last time. We got Dead Man's coats and boots. They were loaners and of a size we don't stock in excess. In fact, it's so rare that someone asked for them that we only had one set. Anyway, we'll give them a good wash before placing them into storage. You take care of yourself, Sam. Can I have that coat and boots then? Charles Khan. I saw another one of those glowing things. Oh, near the incinerator. I have not been back up that way yet. So there's another memory shard for me to pick up. I saw it again, Sam. That same weird glowing thing. I've been swinging by the local incinerator daily, keeping an eye out for BTs. Mind you, it is getting easier to give them the slip. Just look out for fluctuations in chiral density, and you've got a pretty good idea when they're heading your way. And you know what? I haven't seen one yet, even when the timefall's gotten pretty bad. My buddies tell me I don't need to go out there anymore, don't need eyes on BTs to track their movements, but if I had given it up, I wouldn't have seen it again, that same strange glow, this time near the incinerator. You've got to see it with your own eyes, I'm telling you. Chiral fluctuations don't tell the tale. Just promise me one thing, though. If you do go hunting for it, be careful, alright? It'd be nice if these glowing things were also highlighted with like a yellow as well. The Evo-Devo Biologist. Will new life rise from the tar? Allow me to thank you again for your assistance, Sam. My tar analysis is ongoing, but I was somewhat surprised to discover that it contained chemical compounds which bore a striking resemblance to D-amino acids. These so-called right-handed acids are rarely found in living organisms on Earth. Left-handed L-amino acids are what one generally expects. However, this sample of tar contained none save the rarer variant. The hypothesis is that tar may function as a medium to summon the past into the present may be incomplete, for it may also give rise to new life comprised of D-amino acids. New life more accustomed to thrive in a post-Stranding world, perhaps? Would its rise coincide with the fall of L-amino acid based on life such as ours? All I know at this time is that Stranding is almost certainly the source of this and countless other unexplained phenomena. However, what ultimately lies in store for this planet and its inhabitants remains a mystery. The Veteran Porter. I've reached my limit. Road treating you alright, Sam? Gotta say, you give us porters something to be proud of. Truly, you do. Before I went solo back in the day, I was making runs with this delivery outfit. It wasn't easy living, these parts being unforgiving as they are, but that didn't stop our guys and gals. We had ourselves a damn good leader. Didn't have dooms or nothing, but he had a nose for BTs, which made it even bigger boot to the gonads when he went over to the demons. Yep, that's right. Higgs is my old boss. You gotta understand, though, those were crazy times. Guys were losing their minds left and right, going mule. Seemed we had a one-way ticket to Shitsville. A few like me went independent, but most couldn't hack it. Got out of the game before the game got them. Stubborn old me knuckled down and kept on keeping on. But this life takes its toll. Glad you came along when you did, partner. So there you go. We had a damn good leader. Goes by the name of Higgs. The Spiritualist. The chiral network connects people, past and present. How are you, Sam? In good health and good spirits, I hope? I have to say, the chiral network is quite impressive. Ever since you hooked the shelter up, my life has become much more exciting. I've been able to procure all sorts of goods that I've never seen before, and I've noticed quite a number of new structures going up nearby as well. I should also mention that I managed to unearth some old research data that may offer some insight into some of the more unusual phenomena you might have experienced firsthand. I'm sure you have a vivid recollection of your many experiences in the seam, but it turns out that the person wandering around it that you may have identified as yourself may not be you at all, but someone else entirely. You see, while everyone's beach belongs to them and them alone, the seam is an altogether different beast. I've read about people who have had near-death experiences that involved the seam. When they came across this someone else, they found themselves somehow saved by them in the real world. They'd even received care packages and the like in some instances. Remarkable, you'd agree. You might even say that the chiral networks bridge the gap between this world and that in more ways than we realized, to the Sam Porter Bridges multiverse. Now, I still don't know who this someone else actually is. The fact that they're in the seam, though, would suggest that it's someone who's died, wouldn't it? Someone from the past? So in essence, the past is intervening to keep the present alive. It's comforting to think that it's not just BTs and other scary stuff that comes over from the other side. Maybe the chiral network can help us reconnect with more benevolent beings and positive forces from the past as well. If I may, Sam, I don't suppose you could keep an eye out for this mysterious someone from the past the next time you visit the seam, could you? God, this game's going to make me die so I can go and have a look. We'll have to do that soon. The Paleontologist. You're a true friend. Thanks, Sam. I guess you truly are our precious companion, aren't you? I mean, you must be to go to all this trouble. I'd like to give you a head crab cap, this is what we got, as a token of my gratitude. But you haven't seen one of these before. You won't find them in any textbook either. It's as if evolution was shaped by the ecology of a totally different world. Something like that, anyhow. I'm told that wearing this cap will help restore your stamina while draining some of your blood in the process. Question is, where did it come from? It's a mystery for sure. Probably another one of those weird, unexplainable phenomena caused by the Death Stranding. It has a description tied to it, the head crab, because I haven't played Half-Life. I decided not to read it because I was wondering if it would describe anything from Half-Life, but that's enough of a description that I need. You wear it, it helps restore your stamina, but drains your blood. And it's like a little head crab. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure that they're important in Half-Life in some way or another. The Mountaineer. How's that climbing anchor treating you? He gave us a chiral climbing anchor. Thanks for helping me out back there, Sam. Out of curiosity, you have a chance to use that climbing anchor I gave you? Nope. All of the special ones that I've gotten I've just put in private lockers because I'm like, I don't want to use it. I haven't used it yet. The missus used to use it. It was custom made for her by a chiral craftsman. It's super light and durable, just the thing for rough terrain like this. She wants you to have it. Her way of thanking you for helping to bring our baby boy into the world. Here's hoping you get plenty of use out of it. And then we got the first prepper saying, good to meet you at last, with his not even close to 1-star rating. It was so good seeing you the other day, Sam. You wouldn't believe how long I'd been waiting to meet you. Thanks for the delivery too. You know, I think it was over a decade ago when I first heard rumors about you. You're the most famous porter there is. Matter of fact, I'm kind of well known myself, in the prepper world that is. After all, my grandfather's grandfather's grandfather was living in the shelter life back before most anybody even knew what a shelter was. Yeah, that's right, I'm a 7th gen prepper, one of the first prepper family, the originals as it were. Know who got that kind of pedigree pumping through their veins? Me, myself, and nobody else. My shits contain more concentrated prepper wisdom than the rest of these amateurs will ever scrape together. Now, don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against porters, but if you think I want anything to do with this so-called country, you've got another thing coming. I bet you feel the same sometimes, right? Well, how about it? How about ditching the Bridges gig and joining up with us? We got the veteran porter. Keep an eye on your leaders. Howdy, Sam. I know you're working your ass off out there, but you'll forgive me if I hesitate just a little to put my faith in another united this or that. I've seen what happens when good leaders go bad, and it ain't pretty. Ain't saying it's inevitable, but if Bridges or the UCA or whatever wound up headed by some arsehole drunk on power, where would that leave us? Now, I hear nothing but kind words about President Strand and her kid, but who's to say one or the other won't change? Or that whoever comes after will be just as decent? Don't get me wrong. I'm none too fond about how I'm none too fond of things how they are. God, the way that sentence is worded was just throwing me for a loop. And I agree folks are better off than apart. It's just give me a chance to see how things pan out first, okay? Hope you don't think I'm being a pompous old coot, passing judgment from on high. I want to believe, but I've been burned before. If I can get over that, who knows? Maybe I'll join the good old UC of A after all. The veteran porter. I still can't trust any organization. I'm sorry, Sam. I trust you. I really do. But I'm just not sure about this whole Bridges thing. Things don't tend to end well when folks join together, at least in my experience. I mean, mules work in groups, right? So do terrorists. Should we really be taking lessons from them? Look, Sam, do you really know who these Bridges guys are? Do you trust them? Are you even sure you want the same thing? I'm not saying I'm against the whole idea of the UCA or anything, but well, I'm going to need some time to think about it. The musician. We got 5 stars, Music Unlimited. Yo, Sam. This is so funny because when he saw us, his first reaction was just like, oh shit, you're Sam Porter Bridges. Yo, Sam, thanks for dropping by, my man. I wasn't expecting visitors, but hey, it was good to see somebody. Anyways, I decided to join the UCA just to see what the deal is. I mean, I'd heard the rumors, but I was always a bit skeptical. I didn't think countries or borders or whatever had anything to do with music. I was way off, though. The chiral network's incredible, and Guy can get all the music he could ever need. There's some seriously good shit on here, too. It's all pretty old, though. As far as I can see, nobody's written anything new in forever. Nobody except me, that is. You might be happy putting the classics on repeat, but that's not how I roll, man. Ain't a life worth living without new sounds. You feel me? It's true, though. And Victor Frank, who we finally got to 5 stars as well, as Port Knot City's a real boom town. Things just keep getting better and better here in Port Knot City, Sam. You got everyone so fired up to do what we could for this place, and now we're really starting to see the fruits of our labours. You take a look at that distro center already? I can't believe the number of shipments it's processing nowadays. Trade is booming. Needless to say, it's all thanks to you. That's why we gave you that star. It's a symbol of our gratitude. We wouldn't give them to special people we really trust. It's not just for show, though. I presume you've heard the rumors that porters who receive stars from preppers can make use of their shelters. Maybe you should give it a try. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for all your help. We're rocking with so many stars, and that's our emails. I also just want to see that it's so funny that when you get emails, it's marked as like the real time and date of when you received them. So if you would like to expose my Death Stranding grind yesterday, from 3 p.m. yesterday, I played Death Stranding until 1 a.m. Shit. Exposed. The numbers don't lie. That's so funny. So it can actually, if you want to see what the fruits of my labor and the results of my grind, look no further than the stupid date and time on my emails that go, you were playing Death Stranding at 1 a.m. last night, weren't you? Yes, you were. But it's all for the greater good, right? We keep on keeping on. We got a couple of interviews to read, and then I think I only have like 1 or 2 memory chips that I've picked up as well. So much less than last time. So we got Bridges staff, Igor. Oh man, rip. Why planes and drones can't fly. Know what I wanted to be when I was a kid? An astronaut, believe it or not. Must be hard to imagine now, but back before the Stranding, the skies were full of drones, airplanes, all kind of crap zipping back and forth from continent to continent. Some that even went up into outer space. But the chiral clouds put an end to all that. Nothing flies now. Nah, it all came crashing down, and my dreams with it. Damn clouds mess with flight systems somehow. Don't ask me how. Eat up comm signals too, which is how come long distance signals can't get through anymore. That's why we've got no idea what's happening in other countries. Set us back more than a century in that respect. People talk a lot about how the Stranding sent us scrambling for the cities, severed the bonds between us, but it did more than that. It severed the land from the sky. It's true though. It's so weird having. Oh, I only had 1 interview. I guess I only had 1 interview. I thought I had another one. I did think that I had another one, but I guess that I didn't. I guess I'll get more of these prepper interviews when I level up some of the other ones. Wonder why I thought I had 2. And we do have just 1 memory chip as well. Alright, 1 memory chip, 1 interview. Love it. We can move on and go to Hartman's lab. I've got a bunch of emails that we've read through now. I've got a bunch of cargo for Hartman that I can deliver to him. So we're going to leave this safe room. Sorry, this is like so much reading that I'm just like gotta clear my throat. Interestingly enough, all of the private rooms have just been nothing but Timefall Porter now, and that does kind of upset me a bit. I miss the Bridges energy drink. I almost forgot of our ritual. I need to go and get a drink. I almost forgot because I was going to leave it till after the emails, and then we just left. So give me a sec. I got to examine the table, and we got to have a drink, and I got to get one of my own. And then I'll shake it up exactly like him. I'll just shake up my drink and go, in your face, and then have to buy a new webcam. God. Fresh out of the fridge. Ice cold. How do you think the Timefall Porter or the Bridges energy drinks is put on this table? Do you think like Sam gets it out of like a mini fridge and puts it on the table when he gets back, so it's like nice and cool? Or is it just always there and it's warm? Who knows? Who knows? I would say that Sam gets him out of the fridge. He gets him out of a mini fridge. He takes his hat off, does all of that stuff. And then settles down. Okay. You didn't think I was going to leave without drinking Monster, did you? I almost did. Almost did. But no. Let's see if this is a new scene or not. It's teaching me about the moon! One day you'll go anywhere, BB. Even to the moon. Alright, I need to pull my stuff out of here because we rested. I've been using a truck for the longest time. They're awfully hard to handle sometimes. Their turning circle is absolutely atrocious, but you gotta make it work, especially when you're carrying so much heavy shit. So I'm gonna... This is all my lost cargo that is due for Hartman. There's a lot of it. I picked up just a little bit of cargo for him. I need to get all of this shit as well. This all got put in my private locker when I went and fast traveled back to the eastern region. As you can see, my new backpack, I got like the upgraded batteries and stuff, which is cool as well. So it's a bit smaller and it's looking nice. I have way too many grenade pouches, so I will never have to worry. Those climbing anchors are a little too damaged for my taste, so I'm going to leave those climbing anchors behind. Now, I need to get this truck up to Hartman's door. I wonder if that's even possible. How close can I get my truck to Hartman? I'm also keen to get out of the snow because the glare on the screen like blinds my glasses. Alright, I think this we might be close enough. Can I even get in though? Damn it. Alright. I gotta figure this out. I gotta park like right next to it. Hold on. I gotta park the door on this side. Now let me out. Yay! I can deliver everything in one go.
Delivering cargo. Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
Lightning blue.
Cargo addressed to Porter awaiting collection.
Oh, what is... Oh, it's a cryptobiote charm. Cool. It's so cute. Backpack accessory.
Thank you for your continued support.
I've got the weather station one on there at the moment to keep the time fall away, I think.
Please access delivery terminal.
Did Hartman... Oh my god. See how many times I get the porters to this much? There's literally like one piece of cargo, or there's just one thing. It's like you need like one more like, and then you'd max out that connection level. Look at that. It's at 5.99. Sorry, 4.99 stars, essentially. Sometimes I do like to... I've been doing a lot of this as well to speed up my grinding. Is I've been going into claim cargo, and I've been delivering a whole bunch of lost cargo. I always hope, however, because sometimes there is lost cargo in the share locker that is for the place that you're currently at, which is nice. It's alright. We'll get Hartman to 5 stars shortly after this. Let's share our memory chip data as well. Not sure. I think this was a bike, wasn't it? Was this a bike?
Thank you kindly, Sam. I'll treasure it.
No worries, Lochner. It was a bike.
Thank you for your contribution.
Okay, let's have a look. Oops. Memory chip, Kawasaki Ninja, H2R. While ninjas may have been operatives whose chief purpose was to go unnoticed in solo sneaking missions, the Kawasaki Ninja was designed to do anything but. It quickly became the symbolic superhero of Japanese motorcycles, and fans all over the world knew it for its superlative use of the technology of the time. True to its name, the Ninja was a free agent that thought outside the box, and its supercharged engine meant it was blessed with skills and techniques unavailable to mere mortals. It's a bike beloved of porters who also like to think outside the box, enabling them to mix up their order sheet with collection missions and lost cargo collections, in addition to standard deliveries. We got some mails. Let's have a read, guys, because we love to read. This is reading time with Apocalypse, conveying Kojima's history lessons. I'm just doing the Lord's work here. The age of printed nukes. Used to have the prepper friend, an older guy, who'd always talk about how the good old days before the Stranding. 3D printing was all the rage, apparently, and the tech could be used to spit out pretty much anything you could think of, even the most complicated stuff. Didn't take long for the first gun to be printed. All you had to do was input the right data, and you had yourself a firearm. People didn't think much of it at first, just kids messing around and all that, but it didn't stop there. Printed guns became printed bombs, and printed bombs became printed nukes. Illegal as hell, of course, but the government couldn't do anything to stop it. If you've got no idea who's packing a nuke, the best course of action is to make sure you're packing one yourself, right? That's the best nuclear deterrent, am I right? That's how people thought back then anyway. Mutually assured destruction for every honest citizen. People saw enemies everywhere. Terrorists, sleeper cells, all that shit. And then there was an explosion. The Death Stranding had nothing to do with nukes, of course, but people were pretty quick to jump to the wrong conclusion. Almost everybody assumed it was terrorists. Why wouldn't you? Anyway, this old timer, he didn't want anything to do with other people. He just wanted to shut himself up in his shelter and be left alone. He was scared. Everything that came before had led to a world filled with weapons. I could see where he was coming from, thinking society and government were doomed to fail, but I'm more optimistic. As long as we remember the mistakes of the past, as we strive for a brighter future, I believe we can prevent another explosion. Guess what I'm saying is, I'm fully aware of the risks, but I think we've got to give the UCA a shot. Can we get a Metal Gear Solid game that is just set even further in the future about like fucking printed nukes? There's a story there. It continues, you know. Oh my god. I don't want Metal Gear Solid to end. I want Metal Gear to survive, but not in that way. Not in that way. The Spiritualist, a guide for the dead and the living. Sam, I've discovered something very interesting. It concerns one of the sacred treasures commonly found in the burial chambers of the Egyptian pyramids. You might know this already, but pyramids were in truth gateways to the beach. The Egyptians knew everything that we know now about that mysterious realm, quite possibly more. The Book of the Dead describes in detail how the soul leaves the physical body after death, and also serves as a kind of guide for souls looking to find their way to the heavenly garden of the afterlife. In other words, those looking to find their way through the beach to what lies beyond. So you see, the beach was always with us. We simply lost the knowledge of how to access and traverse it. Perhaps that's why BTs found their way through from the other side. None among the living possessed the knowledge to stop them. And perhaps if we can regain that knowledge, we can put an end to the Death Stranding once and for all. It's worth considering, don't you think? The geologist saving the world is bullshit. I've taken the liberty of jotting down a few observations for you, Sam. Go ahead and have a read if you've got a minute. I've spent years researching the Death Stranding, trying to unravel its mysteries for the sake of humanity. Not Hartman, though. All he does is head to the beach in search of his dead family. He doesn't care what happens to the human race. He told me as much. What a fucking arsehole, I thought. All the talent, and he just uses it for his own ends. Now I realise that I was wrong. After all, he's not like other people. No one else has to deal with the 24-minute life cycle or the constant dreams of destruction. Putting himself first was probably the only way he could deal with that shit. Doing stuff for the sake of humanity? Saving the world, it's all a load of bull. A nice name for a horrible concept. Remember when people used to kill for their tribes, their countries? This is no different. Can't believe it took a bout of chiral contamination for me to work that out. Yeah. 21 minutes of being alive, 23 minutes of being... and then 3 minutes of being kept in limbo until you're brought back again. All just to do it all over again. The Novelist's Son, a new type of cryptobiote. Hey Sam, have you even that cryptobiote I gave you yet? It's one of several I found inside a gourd. Yes. I was surprised too, but maybe I shouldn't have been. Gourds are pretty weird and wonderful after all. I told you before about how they were once thought to ward off evil spirits, right? Anyway, I figured that a cryptobiote from a gourd's got to be a bit special, so I decided to chow down on one and see what would happen. The effect was practically immediate. It was like I'd fallen into some kind of dreamland. Now that I know what you're thinking, but it wasn't like I was tripping on drugs or anything like that. This was something really real and not entirely in my head. I even did some reading afterwards and deduced that it was actually a special type of cryptobiote, maybe even a mutation, and that eating it sends your hematic regeneration levels through the roof. That's cool. So that really changed things. I didn't want to bother with regular gourds anymore, only the bad boys with these biotes growing inside them. I've decided to call them D cryptobiotes, by the way. D for dream, get it? Why can't it be D for diamond? Why can't it be diamond cryptobiotes? You're all diamonds. The taste is a bit dreamy too, once you get used to it, kind of, well balanced or something, like herbal medicine. The good kind, I mean. I've got a feeling it's not going to be for everyone though. Those with less cultivated palates might even find them disgusting. You're not that fussy though, are you, Sam? Go on, taste the dream, I know you'll love it. He hates eating them in general though, he's always very resistant to it. But as soon as you see something in this game that just has like a letter D before it, you're just like, D-Dog? D-Walker? All of my D items from Metal Gear Solid 5? Alright, I've delivered my stuff. I do have a couple of things. But we've got to go to Hartman's lab. That's the most important thing. Let me in. Let me back in. Let's have another scene with Hartman.
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time. When you met with Mama, you experienced a strong antigen-antibody reaction, correct?
There was a BT in the room.
There was, but something else may have been causing it. I've discovered large quantities of chiral matter in Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on our suits. It's in all her cells. Cells that are no longer active. The BT you encountered there was special. It was her child, but also her own soul. Somehow, her car and half failed to separate. They must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes, and there's more.
10 seconds to cardiac arrest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Dead Man. It came with the umbilical cord.
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were carrying. But I couldn't risk Di Hardman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget Strand. I removed it in secret. The cord wasn't attached to a fetus. It was outside her body. She asked me to take care of it. Said it was the key to unlocking the Death Stranding. But she insisted that I never tell the director. The cord shows no sign of decomposition or necrotization. Almost as if it's frozen in time. I thought Hartman might be able to make sense of it, so I had it hidden with your cargo at Mountain Knot City.
Deadman's observations were accurate. It's just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they share a very unique property. Both contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the president's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five. And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find chiralium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many. The records and research you helped us to recover strongly suggest that we are in the middle of the 6th extinction.
6th extinction? Come on.
You know what this is, yes?
A frozen mammoth from 10,000 years ago.
Correct. And this?
The Iceman from 5,300 years ago.
They both have the same umbilical cords.
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles, but some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo-Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No. Only mammals have umbilical cords used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand that then evolved over time. We shouldn't assume that everything about a Death Stranding is detrimental to life. Trilobites, ammonites, dinosaurs, the mammoth, the Iceman, all preserved as if frozen in time, all without exception, found with strands, which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the extinction entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact extinction entities. You see, Sam, EEs are connected to the beach via their strands. And it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a Death Stranding.
So you're saying Bridget was an extinction entity?
It's far too soon to say anything for certain. And since you burned her body, we may never know.
Higgs said Amelie's an EE, that she doesn't have dooms like the rest of us.
Sam, think. Assume that President Strand was an EE. Isn't it possible that her daughter is too? At the very least, Higgs may hope as much now that the President is unavailable.
So he kidnaps her for EE powers or whatever to cause a mass extinction.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I doubt a single EE is powerful enough to cause a death stranding, assuming Amelie is an EE.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
Indeed. And we need to get her back as soon as possible.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Ah, this one is real. Sam, go west.
How do you want me to handle Die Hardman?
With your customary reserve. Nothing good will come of him learning of our suspicions. Whatever else is going on, we still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dude, this is fucking good stuff. Like, whether you like this kind of shit or not, whether this bores the crap out of you, you cannot deny that there are no games like this. There's no, like, have not played a single fucking video game in my life that goes to the level of detail that it does to explain things in dialogue. And it's just like, there are games or like there are movies, there are stories that you witness that you just, you sit there and you go, man, this is just kind of a lot of exposition and it's unnecessary or it's boring or it's dragging on too long or they're over-explaining, stuff like that. I never feel that. I never feel that with this because the way that it's being explained to me is so compelling and interesting, and I've brought this up at multiple points throughout Metal Gear Solid games, is I feel like I'm learning things. Like there is, it's the way that Kojima blends reality with fiction, and it's so cool. Like, when he's like going like, here's all this real world history stuff about like the Iceman and like and dinosaurs and all that stuff, but he has his own like Death Stranding twist on it, and it's so cool. In the same way that what I really like about the Metal Gear Solid series was how he blends real world historic events but puts it in like his own fictitious world of Metal Gear Solid and adds all of the stuff in there, and it's so cool. Is we get like this all this real world history and information, and the amount of effort that goes into him explaining the intricate details of how things works. It never feels like what's good is that the only character that makes you feel a little like dumb in this game, that kind of talks down to you, is Die Hardman, because he's like literally your tutorial, but everyone else like doesn't go about like their dialogue that way. Like they're full on, like they don't treat you like you're dumb, and they talk you through everything in a way that is just so very interesting to me. Like I was so encapsulated in that whole cutscene, and I love it. And I love that there is another angle that we're getting, which is we can't let Die Hardman know what's going on because we actually don't know this guy's angle. And even Bridget Strand wanted to keep information from him, which also says a lot. So that was her umbilical cord. I love how EE gets thrown around in here. It makes me think of Metal Gear Solid 2. So an extinction entity. Amelie could be an extinction entity, which is why Higgs has her, which makes sense. It's so annoying that we burned Bridget Strand's body, because would Bridget Strand's body have shown signs of necrosis? I can't remember if they pointed that out at the beginning, if it was beginning to show signs or anything like that, but would her body have been similar to Mama's potentially, in that it wouldn't have gone necro? But we burned it and now we can't study it. But I love this angle that there's like this group of us, of me, Deadman, and Hartman, that are all like working together. We are the son of Bridget Strand. Is Sam an extinction entity? Or what's going on with Sam? Sam's got the special blood, man. He's a repatriate. He's got dooms. He's a special kind of boy. But what's going on with Sam? As well as Amelie. Like, I just love how when we're getting like we're getting these cutscenes of all like these questions and like revelations, and I'm just going, man, I feel like I'm like right on the outside of something huge that I can't see yet because I don't know how the story's gonna play out. It's like I'm standing there watching this, and Hartman's theorizing, and I'm going, there's something here that I'm not connecting the dots on, and it's just like I can't wait to see how this is gonna play out. But like I said, there is no denying that there will never be a story or a game being told in the way that Kojima does it. Like, he just does it in such a way that whether you like it or not, you have to acknowledge that it's certainly something that's really needed in the gaming industry to give like fresh perspectives or something different than the norm that can be so repetitive and boring at times, where this is just something that is so uniquely different. And for me personally, that's not a bad thing. I actually really enjoy every single aspect of this game. I know that it seems that it hasn't clicked with a lot of people in the same way that even previous Kojima games haven't clicked with other people. Metal Gear Solid 4 gets a lot of hate. Metal Gear Solid 5 gets a lot of hate. I love those games to pieces, so it's all really, I know that there are a lot of people who also probably don't like this, and they're just like, man, there's so much talking. But I guess it really depends on how invested you are in the story that is being told. I really think that there's just a hell of a lot of thought and research and effort that goes into telling a story like this, and having to sell it as a believable, real, tangible thing in a fictitious world is
It's time.
very cool.
When you're ready, proceed to the shore of the tar belt and begin work on the chiral relay. Once it's ready, use the Cupid to bring it online. The necessary materials are prepped for you. Supplies are limited, so handle them with care. You'll be carrying a lot, too. All things considered, this might be one of your hardest runs to date. Hartman knows more about the site than I do, so he'll take it from here. It's about time for his wake-up call anyway.
3, 2, 1.
Right. About that way station. The site we have chosen was an original candidate for the way station we lost to the tar belt. Ironically, we suspended construction because we deemed it a little too unstable and not worth the risk. But this time, it's our best shot. So let's hope we weren't right to change horses in midstream. Fortunately for us, the foundation we laid down is still intact. All you have to do is transport the necessary materials to the site and finish the job. I'm afraid it's the only way we can expand the network further west and rescue Amelie. We're counting on you, Sam.
It's chiral relay time, baby. Alright, orders for Sam. Repair the chiral relay. Oh, it's only 150 kilograms. I've been delivering way more than that. We do have to go through a demon's camp, though, so that's gonna be a little tough. Let's see. We got any of these? All of these are maxed out, so I don't need to take those myself. I'll just have my bot take on some orders. You can do those for me to get me my likes, please. We'll try and hike this. I think this could be fun if we hike this. Another thing that I need to do is Peter Englert's pizza delivery. We have to take on that order. I haven't even read that email yet, I forgot. But I'll read it when we go to take on the order. I think we have to pick it up from Mountain Knot City and then do the run across there. I'm going to save that till after this. So I'm going to build this chiral relay first, and then we'll go do his pizza delivery. I hope that I can ride a trike this time, because it's going to be a long one. But we will we'll see how we go. So let's take on this order.
Remember, Sam, your objective is to bring a new chiral relay online by the tar belt. And to do that, you'll need to collect the necessary materials at Hartman's lab. And once the relay's up and running, you'll be able to proceed to Edge Knot City. Good luck.
Now, apparently Edge Knot City is the end of our journey. Like, that's like the final destination of connecting to network, which is pretty wild. I'm not ready for it to end. At 8, and I don't want it to. We're gonna take... Yeah, we'll do a hike, so I'm gonna bring a floating carrier for this one. We're going through a demon's camp. We're not gonna go lethal as much as I want to bring a multi-rocket launcher. I'll save that for another day. Let me get some grenades, just in case we come across BTs. I've got a non-lethal assault rifle ready. Have I got I need an anti-BT handgun as well, just in case there's a BT zone. Maybe I'll bring a riot shotgun as well. I just gotta make sure that I'm prepped against that demon's camp that we're going through. Considering we're having a floating carrier, I'm still gonna probably need an all-terrain skeleton. I'm just gonna build myself a new one. Let's build some armor. We'll take some armor plates as well. Take armor plates for the demon's camp, because it'll probably be rough. I've got gravity gloves. I'll keep that on, and then I'll build myself a new oxygen mask. We're just getting prepped. It's going to be our hardest delivery to date, apparently. Sounds good to me. Floating carrier. Offload that shit. We'll load this onto the carrier, because we're gonna leave the truck here. Full armored up, baby. Let's carry that with us. Anti-BT handgun. Carry that on the back. Grenade pouch. Looks good. This lost cargo. We'll probably come back to Hartman's lab, so I will store this in private locker, actually. Store that in the private locker. So we'll leave the truck empty.
Order assigned.
What's that broken... What's that? Ah. I think... Oh, it's the skeleton. let me recycle some shit. Hold on. I'm gonna recycle this assault rifle and get a new one. Also, maybe I might need some ladders. I remember that I should probably bring some of that shit with me. That might be clever to do that. Be another non-lethal assault rifle, please. Okay. Carrying a bit of shit on us, but it's gonna be fine.
Thank you for your contribution.
Because we will most likely end up using them. I need to get this truck out of here. Alright, you guys ready for a hike? This is probably the most work I've done in preparing myself for a journey in terms of like my weapons and armor as well. This is my first time using armor pads, so should be fun. I want to see. We do. So we got a harmonica, by the way. A harmonica beloved by musicians everywhere. When we're resting, we can play a harmonica. I haven't done this yet, so we're gonna have to do that. So when we're resting, we wear it apparently. Does it replace anything that we're currently wearing? I don't know. Alright, I've equipped the harmonica. Is it around my neck? I think that's what it is. Alright. We're going to just stand here, because if we just sit here for a little bit of time, he'll automatically rest. And then I want to play the harmonica. We've got to play a good luck tune before we head out on our journey. Actually, I'm not sure on the exact amount of time it takes for him to rest. It feels like it's like 30 seconds to a minute or something like that. I wonder if he plays any recognizable tunes or if it's all just him doing some original stuff. Where's my optional mode where we can have the harmonica in our mouth at all times? So instead of Sam, whenever we're riding and he's doing the constant like grunting on like the trike, where he's like, huh, 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 huh. Instead he's just like blowing into the harmonica and it makes harmonica noises. Come on, Sam, you need to rest. It's always funny because he seems to rest so quickly whenever I'm like idling and I never expect it. And I'm like, oh, he's resting so quickly. And then when you're actually waiting for it, you're like, oh, he's taking forever. It must be like a minute. Surely. Sam, sit down. Please. I'm begging you. You're embarrassing me. I just want you to play the harmonica. Yay!
It was about to drop.
There we go. Harmonica time, baby. I fucking love it. That's so good. Now brings a smile to my face. That's great. I love that. Alright, me and my Death Stranding harmonica. Oh, that's a Chiral Bridge. I didn't even see that. Okay, so our journey, my friends. My journey. It's 2,000 meters away. And we have 2 ladders, 2 climbing anchors, container repair spray, PCCs, anti-everything weaponry. I think we'll be fine. We've got good balance. We got gravity gloves, my favorite. We've got our harmonica, and we're going on a journey. I did consider potentially taking like a trike like this that I saw that has like the the floating carrier on the back, but let's not rely on the vehicle, Let's not rely on the vehicle. I think this will be fun. Ooh, I'm gonna need that lost cargo for Hartman's land for sure. It's alright, I'm sure there'll be something on the way back for us to give to him, and then we'll max him out to 5 stars. And if I never have to change this otter hood, I'll be a very happy man. There's so many good items that you get in this game. I don't know, just everything about this game, even down to its silly elements, is like something that I've always really admired about Kojima, which is really interesting. Which he sometimes I'm gonna say this about him though, as a negative, is Johnny in Metal Gear Solid 4 is the worst example and the worst instance of me saying I really like his comedic timing, right? Because I hated that about Metal Gear Solid 4. So, you know, don't think that I'm just a Kojima stan and everything about his stuff I worship, because I certainly take issue with some things that have been done in his games, and there are things that I didn't enjoy. So don't get me wrong there. I did not enjoy Akiba in Metal Gear Solid 4. It annoyed the hell out of me. I think that the overuse of fart jokes and him shitting himself constantly was like initially a little bit humorous, but so over the top, and it was just very bizarre. But outside of some examples like that, I actually really think his his humor or his silly moments are really fun. I really enjoy them. For the most part, actually. Hold on. For the most part, I actually am very entertained, and I think it's very humorous. There are just some really cool moments that make me laugh in moments where, you know, it can be quite serious. Like he can handle serious and being lighthearted and funny at the same time. But sometimes he really misses the mark there in regards to like I said, Johnny from Metal Gear Solid 4 is the shining example of what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that? But it is what it is. But moments like moments in this game where it's like Hartman doing his thing, where he like gives us likes in the middle of stuff, I just think is hilarious, and it works really well for like his character in this world. That's the kind of stuff that I really like. Your BT detection is just improving constantly, isn't it, sir? I really want that veteran porter lost cargo, but I'm gonna have to wait. We need to stay on track for this mission. Where am I going? This way. I love it when they're in a group, because it just makes it easier for me to just bam. Get in with my grenades. Give me all of your pyro crystals, please. No, it's a BT in the ground. Why is it doing that so much? It's so interesting. It's never improved so much in such a short period of time, Lou. No! You were supposed to aim it. God damn it. Alright, never mind. I'm using all of my grenades already. I missed! Celebrate it, Lou. He's so happy about it. He's doing such a good job. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I wish that we could play the harmonica just like while we're walking. Like, instead of calling out, I wish we could just change the default to playing the harmonica. It'd be great. I would sit here and just go, wow, 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 wow. You're doing great, bud. Harmonicas just make me think about Cowboy Bebop. Because I love the Cowboy Bebop harmonica. On that note, how do you guys feel about Netflix's Cowboy Bebop? I just finished it last night because Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorite animes ever of all time. It basically is my favorite, my number one. And I actually, for the most part, enjoyed the Netflix series. You hear a lot of bad reputation for live-action anime remakes, and I think for good reason, because it just doesn't translate very well most of the time. It's quite strange. And while I think that the anime is definitely, obviously the original is best, and that's pretty clear statement, I actually had a lot of fun with it. I think Jet and Spike were, for the most part, pretty perfect. Jet being the best part about it. But yeah, Jet and Spike carried that show, I think. There were some characterization things that I was like, ooh, that's weird. And some weird moments, but I liked the new stories. I liked it a lot. It was fun. And that's because I went into that not overly comparing it to the original, and that's coming from me when when I watched the original for the first time, I was absolutely shocked and taken aback because I was not expecting an anime to make me feel the things that show did, because I had never seen an adult level anime before, one that was more mature in tone, but historically before that I had seen, a bit more of the all ages type animes, some of the more popular ones like that, but seeing one that was more for an adult centric audience and more mature definitely really surprised me, and made me think about my life. It was great. There's some really good moments in there, and even that. With that being said, while this new one didn't make me feel those things at all, it was still a lot of fun for what it was. Some definite good moments in there. It's like a 7.5 out of 10, which I think for an anime remake is pretty good. It's pretty good. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. That's for sure. We're about to enter that mule camp. Sorry, I think this is the demon's camp, because I've done an order in here before to retrieve some cargo. So we're gonna have to get ready for a fight. While we're here though, I might just quickly repair this. I don't think it was too bad. I know that I can get off track sometimes where we're in the middle of doing a hike and I'm like, hey guys, what do you think about Cowboy Bebop? It's certainly not a conversation you'll probably expect to have, but talk to me about it if you like it. This is why I have a Discord. So instead of talking to me about off-topic stuff in the YouTube comments, come hang out in the Discord and talk about it instead, because it's great. It's good fun over there. Just saying. I'm forging a community of my own in my own chiral network, I actually wonder if we can make it past this camp successfully without needing to get into combat, but we'll see. I'm prepped for it either way. This is the huge part here that's going to be a bit more difficult. They'll probably scan me and find me. I have pretty terrible timing with negating their scans. Sometimes I'm good at it when I first enter the area, but then after that, I get carried away and I scan for stuff myself, and then it gives my position away. Ooh, we're up above them. Hold on. We're gonna end up right in territory. They're all sleeping. Oops, one patrol. Are we gonna avoid a fight right now? I think we're gonna avoid a fight right now. Damn. I was expecting to get caught. Kinda want to take care of this one. Almost. Because he's looking out in the direction that I am going in. Need to wait and see what his next move is going to be. Right, he's moving over that way. Nice. That'll clear the path. I really, like, over-prepared myself in terms of weaponry there. But, like I said, I was oh no, why did I scare? Alright, I think we're okay. It's like the habit I have to, like, constantly scan, and that's how I usually end up giving myself away in these camps. Just run, man. I definitely prepared myself to make a mistake, so that's cool. Ooh, they're all sus now. They don't know that I'm here, but everyone's apparently been put on alert. That is probably because of the demon that I took out and put to sleep. Or it was that scan that I did, I'm not sure. Regardless, they're not putting out a ping for my cargo. I find that strange that they're not trying to ping me. Alright, I'm going to do this for the first time. I've never done this before. So we're going to disable the sensor pole. Actually going to be clever about it, because those things always set me off. Nice. Thank you so much, Cyberpunk Man. Now, 685 meters away. This is good. We're going to stay elevated for now, because you don't want to go you don't want to go down too early and then find out that you have to climb up again. When you bring so many ladders and climbing anchors and PCCs, and it actually ends up being one of your most easiest journeys yet. Fucking diehard, man. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is going to be one of your hardest deliveries to date. It's like, mate, I've gotten all my preppers to 5 stars. I've delivered thousands of kilograms of cargo in trucks that control horribly. I've had so many harder orders than this. I have no idea. I've not been this far before, so I don't know what kind of environment we're looking at over here. I think we might be okay to go down. Oh shit. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. Yes, we need to go down, but let's use one of these climbing anchors. Let's be sensible about it. It's what they're here for, isn't it? It's what it's here for. That floating carrier really just it's good. It's floating. We're about to enter timefall, I think. Weather's getting a bit shitty. Very well timed.
Next level trust is you. Next level trust is
Sam, you should be nearing the old building site. Look for the terminal and submit your materials for processing.
I thought that was going to cancel the song then with him talking. I almost got so mad. Fucking Die Hard man.
love is endless.
Sam, you need to get those materials processed in order to finish the Cairo relay.
Okay. We made it. Very convenient that this whole thing is entirely ruined, but there's a working terminal at least, somehow. Take my repair units. Nice. It's a pretty good looking star. We're almost at purple star, baby.
Good job, Sam. Now access the terminal and bring the relay online.
Okay. Nice. Look at that whole little small pathway there. Chiral Relay has joined the UCA.
And with that, we're all linked up. Once you cross the tar belt, the end will be in sight. We're this close to Emily, to America's second chance. Edgenut City awaits. The staff we're sending will start by building a safe house. Over time, they'll expand their operations and establish a new facility. In doing so, they'll carry on the legacy of the brave souls lost to the tar. All thanks to you, Sam. Now, let's figure out how to get you across this tar belt.
Terminal locked. Cross the tar belt. Well, the veteran porter managed to find his way across there. Ah, yes. There it is, our answer. That jump will take us all the way over the other end. The terminal's locked. We've got some mail to read, though, so that will be good. Let's pack up that floating carrier.
The only way west is through that. To make matters worse, I don't believe your PCC is capable of building anything that will get you across. There must be a way. We can't give up, not with what's at stake. We'll see if we can't think of something here. But considering everything you've been through, I wouldn't be surprised if you've already got a few ideas of your own.
Yes. 25 ladders. Ladder upon ladder upon ladder. Put, like, attached to floating carriers. You put a ladder on a floating carrier and you just make a ladder bridge. It's easy. Alright, let's have a read through these emails. The Chronicles of Aaron, of which we now have 2 of them already. The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 1, The Great Embarkation. Hey Sam, you're headed for the Tar Belt, right? Once you're past that, you'll be in Edge Knot City at last. But only Amelie and the Vanguard ever made it that far. And from what we've been hearing, everything west of the Tar is pretty messed up. Lucky for you, we're going to construct a backup safe house once you get the chiral network hooked up over yonder. Director's orders. Got a heart of gold, doesn't he? Of course, the question was who was going to get that sweet, sweet job of trekking all the way out there to build it. You guessed it, yours truly. Guess that golden heart of his doesn't bleed for me. Still, it's for the good of America, right? Everybody's got to do their bit for the great rebuilding, I guess. Anyway, it looks like we'll be throwing on a pack and venturing out into the wilderness like my old friend Mr. Bridges. Wish me luck out there. Aaron Hill, pioneer and adventurer, signing off. You know what I wish that we could get at some point? Imagine if you could, like, do something in, like a region, like the eastern and central regions, to the point where you can clear out the chiral density in the clouds, and then you could actually get, like, fabricate, like, a little, I don't know, helicopter or something, and you could, like, fly through, like, on, like, a low level, you know? That would just be so much fun. We got the paleontologist giving us the ammonite with the umbilical cord and mass extinctions. Sam, the ammonite with the umbilical cord you brought me has undeniably brought us closer to solving the riddle that is the Death Stranding. I really cannot thank you enough. And thanks to that antimatter bomb you provided, I have finally been able to resume excavations. I remain confident that by continuing to research the fossils contained in the deeper strata, we will gain a greater understanding of how this particular ammonite is linked to the Stranding itself. Umbilical cords are not necessarily the product of evolution, but possibly the result of a genetic factor that hastens extinction itself. A mere theory which, if true, would invite the question, what of our own umbilical cords? Are they indicative of a predisposition towards self-destruction? And if so, is there anything we can do to change our course? A troubling possibility to consider, and one for which I have no response. Given this theory, one might consider the umbilical cord to be representative of a connection between life and death, a dangerous, potentially fatal relationship, but like the many connections you yourself have forged, a potential force for good. For so many of our accomplishments are the product of our collective action, a fundamental truth that would have remained forgotten by many had you not brought us together. Stay the course, Sam. We've got Aaron Hill, The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 2, The Lonely Road. Where are you at right now, Sam? I just left Mountain Knot City behind. Don't worry, I'm not getting in touch to gripe about how hard this is or anything. I'm fine, honestly. Nah, seriously, I'm a veteran of the first expedition. How else do you think I made it this far west on my own? I can look after myself, especially with the forecast data available on the chiral network these days. Always know when timefall's on the way. Compared to last time, it's a breeze. Walking these mountains on your own, though, it wears on you. It really does. Can't believe you've travelled so far without a soul for company. You're another breed, seriously. Hey, anyway, I passed this beautiful heart-shaped lake a little ways back. I'd heard of it, of course. First time I ever saw it with my own 2 eyes, though. The one by Hartman's place. Someone told me that there used to be a city where that lake is, which reminded me of a story I'd heard about this porter who got snagged by a BT. All this tar started bubbling up from the ground, along with rocks and buildings and all sorts of debris, stuff from the past, people said, and the porter used it to escape the tar and give the BT the slip. What do you reckon, Sam? Sounds a bit crazy when I think about it. Anyway, I swung by Hartman's place to say hi, but nobody answered when I came knocking. Maybe he ain't as friendly as he makes out. Seems my journey through these mountains is going to be even lonelier than I thought. Can't give up now, though. Let's both of us keep on trucking. Catch you later. He was definitely searching for his family on the beach when you popped by, I'd say. The Evo-Devo biologist, summoning objects from the other side through the tar. Sam, I've been analysing the tar samples you collected for me, and I've got to say, its properties are wholly unlike those of the more common tar we have observed on this planet in the past. The same can be said for the tar taken from the strata in which the ammonite with the umbilical cord was found. No deposits have been discovered, save for those accompanying massive fossil beaches. It's as if it's the literal stuff of extinctions. Even more strangely, it seems that objects submerged in concentrations of this tar are partially, if not entirely, transported elsewhere, most likely to the beach, I suspect. Therefore, by chucking that nuke into the crater lake, you may have sent it to the other side itself. I mean, it did explode, though. It did blow up. Assuming it's a two-way street, that also means that matter sent to that world could theoretically return through the tar once more. That would explain some of the more fantastic stories I've heard of buildings swallowed whole by tar, only to miraculously rise from its depths at a later date, looking exactly as they did when they were lost. Which has intriguing implications, don't you think? If the tar is a gateway to the past as consumed, then maybe it could be manipulated into regurgitating its old meals. That's actually a very, very curious question. I now want to go all the way back, because I need to go all the way back, because I need to give this guy a pizza. Before we cross the tar belt to Edgelot City, I need to do a pizza. It's important. Now, I don't know where this safe house is supposed to be. Let me put some online stuff on. Is there an online safe house around here anywhere? No. Can I build my own? I don't know if I have the materials available to me because this terminal is locked, isn't it? Yeah. I can't do anything here. I'm gonna make my way back because we're gonna swap places with Aaron Hill. Aaron's building us a safe house, but I want to deliver a pizza to Peter before I go too far, you know. So I'm not sure if anything's gonna trigger or if anything will happen on my way back, but we need to get there, and it's obviously gonna be that online chiral bridge that'll get us there. Where's our... I don't even know if these zip lines are close enough. Yeah, they're definitely too far apart, unfortunately. I would love to zip line back. Maybe I can do one of my own. See if I can get both of these together. I don't even know where that one goes, but if I can get them both in range of each other. I guess that one must be level 2 because that one's got more of a radius. This one does not. So I just need to get this one to 300. You always gotta be good with your zipline placements. So he's gonna make sure that you just have multiple options. There we go. Build it right there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get very far, but yeah. I have a feeling that we might be entering like a point of no return, which is very interesting considering Peter's rating is so low. So I don't know whether we'll just get like a bunch of orders from him that will pop up at later dates, or maybe we haven't done enough, which is weird because I feel like I've done a lot. Maybe we haven't done enough to get more jobs from him. But maybe because I haven't delivered them for him for a while, that I'll just continue to get them. I don't know what the circumstances are to get the email from him to deliver pizza, so we'll see. I always find it curious when it's like a zipline like this has 450 likes. It's not connected to anything. Maybe I'm just unlucky, and there's just like zip lines in other people's worlds that they can see, but I can't. And that's why. I guess I'll put another one up here. But yeah, I have to take the long way back. There's no safe houses that I can rest in to fast travel. Because another thing that I actually need to do, and I was saving it for when I was gonna do my travel to Peter, was I do have some preppers over this way that have gifts for me that I haven't picked up yet. The cosplayer and the collector, and I think the engineer? No, not the engineer. No, just the collector and the cosplayer have gifts for me that I haven't picked up yet. So I actually don't know what those are. So that's what I'm going to grab from them as well while I do my pizza delivery. Okay, it's time to pick up the order, the fresh pizza delivery for Peter Englert, which we're going to take from Mountain Knot City directly to him. Now, it looks like it's only pizza this time, so we might be able to take a bike, which is great. We don't have to take the wine and hand hold it the whole way, which is good. So let's take the pizza. We've got all that we need. Now, I need to keep it flat. It is flat when it's in the truck. So I'm pretty sure we can store it in the truck. Parting pizza. Freshly baked parting pizza topped with salami. It's flat in the truck, baby. It's also the only thing in the truck. Huge ass truck. I'm just wondering if it's better to take this or the transporter trike. But we're gonna take the truck. Taking the hand holding the wine last time with pizza and keeping it flat, man, that was one hell of a delivery. Now it's like for real pizza time. We've got our own delivery truck and everything. Now, you know, when you leave a place like this, you're almost tempted to just go off this path, which apparently ended there. I think we've got to go the long way around. There are a couple of roads that have been built, which is nice. So I think I just got to go the long way around. It's better to do it that way. So I'm going to do my pizza delivery. I don't think it's going to be very exciting because we are just doing it in a truck. We're not going to be risky with it. Less of a hike involved. You know, unlike the very unfortunate hand holding the wine one, which was very long. So this shouldn't take me as long. Also, something that's very cool is while I thought that this would be the case, we have had Die Hard Man reach out to us on my way back to Mountain Knot City about crossing the tar pit. Like when we've summoned a BT in the past, like one of the boss monsters, we can apparently lure one or something like that to the tar pit, and then once we get grabbed by it and it summons a big tar monster, like a big BT boss. What generally happens is, because of the emails we've been reading and stuff like that, like buildings and stuff and obstacles and items and stuff come out of the tar that forms like a pathway. It forms like a bridge in a sense. So what we've got to do when we head back to the chiral relay is we need to summon a BT. Fight a big boy, and instead of fighting it, I guess we just need to run away from it and form a bridge or a pathway of items and objects so we can cross the tar. So risky business, but it's gonna pay off in the end, Also, I gotta say, I'm still so surprised that this road here has not been built yet. most of the materials in this road I have contributed so much to, but at the moment it's just chiral crystals. I'm going to finish this road, dude. We've got enough chiral crystals to chuck it in. I've put like 2,000 of these chiral crystals in here already. I donated the metals and ceramics required to push it over the edge, and it still hasn't been built. So let's just let's cash it in. Let's get rid of my crystals. Let's get this road built finally. I've been watching this road for far too long. Sitting there, not being built, and it's about time that it's done. It's about time that it's done. And it's not even that much road. But it is done. Well, the generator still gets to exist. I thought that generator would get wrecked for sure. I did it, guys. This is the road that I've contributed so many materials in any time I come past it. It is done. And we can at least get over this one piece of water. There is still much more road to build, however. Right here, how much does this one need? This needs a lot of other materials. Now I need to run away from my mules. How good is the enemy encounter music? It's actually so good. I love how there's variations of the theme for different areas as well. This would be a very important road, because I think this water's deep, isn't it? Nope, never mind. It's not deep. It's not that deep. Plus, it doesn't really matter, because we're in a truck. There we go. Back on the road again. I finished off these roads, by the way, just FYI. We all contributed, but I finished these off in my instance, at least.
Safe travels.
I think as we approach Peter Englert's place, I think it's probably a good idea for us to actually read his email first that he gave us. We have a couple of other emails to read, but let's go down to Peter Englert, because we never read it. For a last meal, only pizza will suffice. And I guess this is why it's called a parting pizza. For a last meal, apparently. My dear Mr. Sam Bridges, once again it is I, Peter Englert, and once again I must implore you to fulfill an urgent request. I speak, of course, of pizza. Before you declare me unforgivably selfish, know that on this occasion I write you on behalf of my elderly father, who has been fiendishly out of sorts of late, and has been even divulged to me his dreams of the beach. You can imagine how I felt upon hearing such dreadful news. I fear he may not be long for this earth, and that being the case, I cannot bear the thought he might shuffle off this mortal coil, having never sampled the transcendental delights you deliver. Could you please help me grant him this final kindness by ferrying the dish in question from Mountain Knot City. My father has often spoken of his fondness for salami. If you could ensure that this last supper is topped with a copious serving of said sausage, he would die a happy man indeed, I am sure. A lot of likes. So I just needed to get that out of the way. I always like reading his speech in his emails, but we made it. We made it. So let's deliver this man. Let's deliver this man a pizza in great time too. In great time. This will get us to 1 star, I assume. Your parting pizza, sir.
Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
It didn't even get us to 1 star? What the how do we level up this guy?
Good work.
The fuck? How do you level this guy up? What? We just got like hundreds of likes from him and I didn't even see the meter go up at all. How do you get this dude's connection level up? Is it even possible? I don't even know. We delivered the pizza. That's all I can say. I have no idea how to get this dude's connection level up, but let me tell you, it feels like it's gonna either take forever or his connection level just doesn't go up. I really feel like if you've, you know, spent so long delivering pizza, you know, that he would, his connection level would go up. He has sent us his follow-up email. On behalf of the dead, I give you my undying thanks. My dear Mr. Bridges, you cannot possibly know how perfect your timing proved to be. At the very moment your pizza arrived, my dear father had all but set out on his final journey to the great beyond, which is why I was unable to thank you, you understand, but you will surely find comfort in the wonder your delivery wrought. Before he breathed his last, Daddy Dearest took his first bite of pizza, the remainder of which I later consumed out of respect. He proclaimed it divine, the nectar of the gods themselves, and when he finally passed, his smile was sublime. May I say on behalf of us both that whoever prepared it is a wizard of the culinary arts. You have, as ever, my undying thanks. Alright, Peter. How about you reward me instead of a thank you with a connection level that transcends the heavens to 5 stars, please? I would be ever so grateful for that. Apparently, though, it's going to take a little bit more than that. We'll see. How many more pizzas am I going to have to deliver to this guy? I'm also going to head to this waypoint that I've marked because it's a memory chip. And what's interesting about this memory chip's location, by the way, is it is underneath a bunch of these jellyfish-looking things. And what's interesting about these jellyfish-looking things is they are carrying cargo, which is very peculiar. These things here, they are carrying cargo. Now, I don't know how to avoid or deal with these things. I've never come close to them yet. We just drove past them on the way. I don't know if we're supposed to take them out or if they're going to come and attack us, but we will see. I don't have high hopes for this truck. Because we're in the middle of timefall and our truck is almost ruined. Now, I'm going to get out of this truck. We do have anti-BT weaponry, so I don't know what to do about these things. I will prepare myself, not with a PCC, but with the anti-BT handgun, just in case. But we can see these things clear as day, so I don't know. Oh, I just popped it. Alright, maybe I don't need to be so reckless with it. Hang on. All my cargo's getting ruined. Okay, you don't even need to charge it that much. So weird. So you can pop these bad boys. I wonder if that means you can people have done some jumps and stuff. I don't know how close I could get to... I'm kind of curious now. We're not going to be able to take these jumps, but I want to see if we can... Ooh, look at it. It's like moving to face me. I want to see if we can go this way and get up here. I'm very curious now. While we're here, I may as well give it a look, but I don't know how deep this stuff is. So let's see. Someone's built a very nice timefall shelter. Someone's built a jump backwards. This looks like it might be tar, though. Yeah, that's red, man. So maybe if we summon a BT here, that's how we can get across. But we're not getting across. Someone has gotten across there. Maybe if we built a jump of our own, we could jump across. But we don't even have... I would need to do that in a track, I think. One of these days I will try and get over there. And we might have to do the same thing as to how we get across to Edge Knot City. Is crossing the tar pit by summoning a BT. Very curious. Alright, I'm going to make my way back now to... I'm going to take the long journey back to get where we need to be, now that we've delivered Peter's Pizza. And then we will resume our journey to, I guess, get to Edge Knot City. Okay, so we're back here, and this is the part where we need to figure out how to make a BT happen, so we can cross the tar pit, apparently. There's some timefall here, so... Oh, there's also ghost symbols, so I guess we're going from there, right at the end, and then we'll run across to Edge Knot City, so... We are going this way. I do have ways to combat this one. Let's have a look. I'll pick up those hematic grenades. Let's throw some trash away. I don't have time to recycle right now. Just offload some stuff, put it on the ground. Get rid of it. Yeah, there we go. There's our timefall. So I guess what needs to happen is we need to get grabbed, so it will then summon our BT monster. Here we go. Because I think that's the only way you end up getting one of those big boys to get summoned, unless you've got Higgs with you. So we don't want to kill them, we want to get grabbed by them. Yeah! Come get me, you bastard! Alright, drag me down. I'm willingly coming with you. Let's make a photo of this. Let's you know, let's christen this moment, you know. Or we can change the pose of how we're being grabbed. Hold on a minute. We need this to be... We need to have a great pose while we're being grabbed. One that doesn't have hands going... Oh, that's good, actually. I love that. One that doesn't have the hands so obviously going right through my chest, but they're even grabbing BB. Trying so desperately to escape. One of these poses has got to be... Please, no! That one's actually not so bad. The hand is going... Should I do the squat with it? No! There's some good ones here. Oh, that's good. That's not bad. So go on without me. Oh, that's perfect! I wish there was one that could be doing it so BB was facing out. He's like, get my BB out of here. Oh, this would be perfect if I could have BB facing the other way. Oh, there's a crab in the distance. Oh, I can do a photo like this. This is actually really cool. Hold on. I think over this side, so the Odradek's not in the way of BB. Sam's expression doesn't matter. Should we keep BB red? Oh no, if we even change the expression, it changes. We need something for him. It's like, okay, I need to bring this in a bit so we can at least get a good shot. We need to show the okay, we can't really see BB that much, to be honest. I'm even thinking we may as well just keep it red because it kind of goes with the whole theme of him currently being grabbed. Let me do no change. Keep him like red. I think that stands out a bit more. Ooh, depth of field could be pretty sweet. Blur out that rain a little bit. Get the color filters in. I don't think we need color filters. I actually like how that, like the whole tomorrow is in your hands mentality movie poster of it, like quite literally being grabbed. Dun, dun, dun. The frames are so good. Bit blinding. Flashes too white like that, but I think we'll go with no frame. Hide a menu again. I think it's more powerful because we're not trying to get the BB focus. I think it's actually more powerful when it's kind of zoomed out. Trying to see which angle is best, this way or this way. I think this way is good. I like how the BTs are grabbing it. Get a bit closer. That's too close. I love how much opportunity I get to frame this shit perfectly. Depth of field. Yes, I want to make the front really blurry. Perfect. Luckily there's no signs or anything. Let's make Sam disappear. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, I think we'll go with that. I like that a lot. Centered in there. Like that. Holding BB from getting dragged by all of the from our ghosty boys. That's pretty good. Actually, this might be cool as well. If I do get two angles, one that you take less seriously because you've got the auto hood on, unless I can angle it in a way. I don't like that as it. There we go. Alright, let's get grabbed. We have to just capture that moment. Take me down! Off we go. Sorry, BB. I have to do it to you. Holy shit. Whoa! There's multiple whales. Holy shit. It's not just one. Oh my god. Holy shit. It's alright, BB. Oh wow. Holy fuck. This is nuts. Fucking Spider-Man. Alright. Doing that double jump. Shit. Give me the grappling hook so I can Spider-Man it. Come on, you can climb that, I believe. Traverse the past landscape. Okay, we need to get a photo of a whale. We gotta do it. I gotta get a photo of the whale. Oh, that's sick, dude. We need a shot of the whale. That's fantastic. How am I gonna frame this? I think I should get it like that's good. That's good framing. Even angle it back a bit. I wish I could go just a little bit more to the... What is that rock doing up there? I wish I could go a little bit more to... Oh, you know, I know how I could do that. Maybe. It's alright, this is fine. This is fine. Let's... change Sam's pose. I kind of want the arms out. Yeah, like one of those. Maybe. Let's see. What else we got? Combat poses aren't going to do it. BB, look. Oh my god. I didn't know that there was one with the fucking BBs in the air. He's not even connected to Sam. What the fuck is that? That doesn't look right. That feels like a glitch. Why would BB be in the air? He's gonna fall. Alright, we're gonna go with that. With the arms out. Sometimes I just don't do photo mode, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, dude, this would make for the perfect photo mode opportunity. Of the whale in the air. I'll turn depth of field off because I want both in focus. Look at that. I think the closer the better, actually. That's insane. There you go. We interrupt this beautiful moment. This crazy time to do photo mode. Oh, there was two! There was another one! Could you imagine if I got both? Holy shit. Dude, that was almost a duplicate. That's amazing. Oh shit, that was the wrong pathway to take. Sorry Lou, we'll get you out of here, baby. Too busy taking photos of whales. How often do you get to see this shit? This music is so good. Hear him fucking shit up behind me. Come on, Sam. I know you have the ability to climb this thing. Why the fuck are you being weird? Whoa, it's Amelie. What the fuck? Amelie? Dude. Can I disable the... Can I disable... You can't disable the light. I kind of wish you could disable the orange light source, because that's really cool. Amelie, what the fuck? Why are you waving at me? How the fuck do I get to you? I've got no more shit. Alright, fuck it. Dude, I just can't get over how cool these shots are. Alright, I need to get this as a photo. Like, I need this. This is insane. Even though she's just like standing there so weird. I wish I could get rid of that orange light. Photo mode is so good, dude. I think I'll probably be fine if I don't. I wonder if I could get a pose that's like not doing finger guns. We're going for a serious pose. I think the default one might just do the trick, to be fair. Oh, or we can put him in the water. Make it look like he's drowning. Alright, I think we'll just do no change. Oh, shit, I went all the wrong way. Hang on. No change, please. That's great. There's just so many good ones here. We'll have Amelie centered. Alright. Had to capture a few good photos from this moment. This is iconic. Amelie! What the fuck are you doing here? Oh my god. What the hell does this mean? Oh, okay, we're back on the beach, baby. Let the confusion begin.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
She's got her keeper on. fuck?
Keep your voice down. You don't want to scare the poor girl away, do you? She's in there. I can smell her. Of course, I wouldn't know for sure if it wasn't for you and your wonderful network. Bless your heart. And thank you kindly.
What the fuck? In the scene before he was wearing the kipu, there it is, and then he wasn't wearing it.
Careful. Contents are fragile. Like the world and everything in it. Me, I'm no exception. I'm not the only one wearing masks either. There's your boss man, and that woman, and oh, let's not forget little old you. Okay, it's okay. I know it ain't easy wearing a mask all the time. Now the mask can come off, right? Hey. You remember this? Nope. Poor, sweet Amelie. She's holed up in the beach nearby. Tell you what say we make it a race? Whoever wins gets to usher in the end of days. Nothing like the eve of extinction. Bring focus to the mind. Makes folks honest. There'll be no need for masks soon. But I wonder, when you look death in her eye, will you blink?
What the fuck? Episode 9, Higgs. Me, dude. The first scene where the mask is levitating and then he pops up and quickly appears without the mask on. He wasn't wearing the kipu, but then had it on in every other scene. I don't know if that was, I was just like, so strange. I love his costume design. I love his whole entire design. It's so cool. I love the visual design and like harkening back to he's literally like dressing himself as a modern era like Death Stranding pharaoh. I love the Egyptian sort of like lining that a pharaoh would have on the inside of his cloak. He's got the eyeliner, even to the point where he's just like this is new, but he's got like just writing on his forehead. He's there's so much Egyptian like mythology and connection going on here that is really, really cool. So I love his character design, the golden mask as well. But he's a very intimidating presence because he's like, he pops up and he's just like, this is just but 1% of my power, and then walks away. So wild.
Still with me, Sam? Even now, our way forward, our way to save Amelie, is the same as always. Your first priority is to get the local distro center on the network. Until it's complete and everybody's connected, Higgs won't find it easy to get to Amelie. She should be safe. So take your time and do it right.
But hasn't he already made it to Amelie? Because he's got her kipu. I'm so confused about that. We've got our Bridges Way Station, the distribution center north of Edgenot City. So we are now in the western region where it looks much, much smaller. So I'm assuming we've got the distro center here, and then Edgenot City is what, here? Or around Or maybe here. Wow. This is apparently the final stretch. There's a memory shard here as well. Yeah, Higgs is is a curious one. I like how the effects on this bridge's one is all like affected by the tar. Let's pick this up, shall we? I'm gonna need to replace all my gear. It's all so wrecked. So I guess that might have been a figment of Sam's imagination of seeing Amelie out on tar there, which ended up leading to him getting consumed.
What's the holdup, Sam? Connect your Cupid to the terminal and bring the site online.
Something just doesn't feel right. I'm just bringing the terminal online without even talking to anyone. Maybe there's no one here. Anyone manning this distro center? Yeah, no, there's no one here. Remote detonation grenade launcher.
Good work, Sam. You've made it as far as Bridges 1 ever did. We never pushed further west. Frankly, it's a miracle we kept that distro center running. Anyway, you're almost at Edge Knot City, your final destination, where Amelie should be waiting. Smile, Sam. Only one more knot to go. One last time to put that Cupid to use. Though you'll need another component to finish the job. Regardless, the nationwide network will serve as your ticket home. Just bear in mind that by bringing Edge Knot online, you'll likely be revealing Amelie's location to Higgs. You'll need to get to her before he does. Head to your private room and get your gear sorted. When you're ready to go, we'll give you what you need. Make sure not to leave the distro center without taking the order.
What if I leave the distro center without taking the order? No choice but to go to the private room, huh?
Sam? Are you there?
Amelie?
Can you hear me? Sam!
Over here, Amelie.
The network's nearly complete. Just one more knot to go. And then America will be whole again. Did I ever tell you my real name? I wanted to. It's Amerigo. After Amerigo Vespucci, the man who discovered the continent.
I thought it was Columbus.
Except Amerigo was full of it. He lied. America is a lie.
Amelie.
I'm on the beach, Sam. Our beach. The one where I was born. Higgs will never find me here. He can't. So don't worry. Get the last Cupid to Edge Knot City and finish what we started. I'll meet you in your room at the distro center when it's all over. There's something you need to know, Sam. I've kept things from you. Worn a mask for the longest time. Everything Higgs said about me is true. I could end it all. Us. Mankind. Extinction. That's what I am.
What the hell does that even mean?
But it's not what I want to be. All I want is for you and me and everyone in this world to be whole. Sam. Promise you'll stop me. Don't let me end it all. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Amelie? Amelie!
And he's gonna wake up. Bada bing. He's got his dream catcher on. No? He's wearing his dream catcher though. Interesting. You saw his phobia of being touched come into play there, even through the glass window when he was like holding on, and then Amelie put the hands there and he like moved it, and then she moved the Mac to like correct it. So confused. My brain is the so did Bridget give birth to Amelie on a beach? And that's why she had the umbilical cord that works the way that it does.
Tired, huh?
So many questions, man. So many questions, dude. Fucking Amelie, dude. So she's a lie, like Amerigo. She's a lie. She is also an EE. She's an extinction entity. I thought we would have woken up there because it was like usually when it's all dark and weird, and Sam's got his dream catcher. We end up going, whoa! So I was wondering if there was going to be another moment like that.
EX grenade number 0.
You'd have a shower after sinking in the tar. There's a lot to think about here, you know. It's we're getting into some like really interesting weird shit. Yeah, so when we leave this private room, we'll be picking up an order at the distro center to head to Edge Knot City. Luckily, and what's cool, is we do have access to the fragile jump, which is nice. So I can still head over to Central Region and I can work on finishing off my designs. Aaron Hill's safe house has been completed, so you can now jump there, which is great. But yeah, if I want to complete my my areas, I can do that. Wonderful. We are going to bring this episode of Death Stranding to a close with that one, so thank you so much for watching. Next time, we are going to leave this place and get our order to go to Edge Knot City. I don't know if we'll do that immediately. I may take the opportunity to fragile jump out of here and do some more off-screen deliveries to get a couple of my other preppers to 5 stars, but we'll just have to see how the story goes. So thank you so much for watching this episode. Really hope that you've been enjoying these recent episodes, because it's been getting really crazy, and I'll see you next time.